Raghav Avasthi, that corroborative evidence in all of what the Enforcement Directorate claims, money went through Hawala and they've named one Iqbal and they've named number of people through who Hawala money was given to Aam Aadmi Party leaders in Goa. Sir, where is the evidence is the point.
Gaurav, thank you for coming to me. First of all, I would like to say here that I am a practicing lawyer and I have actually been involved in successful litigation against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal before the Delhi High Court. So I think to some extent I am uniquely qualified to speak about this. I was hearing all of the panelists and especially Ms. Kakkar, and even the emphasis from you seems to be on the fact that the corroborative evidence as on date, right? You are saying that it is not there and it has to be there. So my only point is this, that the ED wanted to investigate and it wanted to interrogate Mr. Kejriwal or at least question him. What does he do? He ignores the summons 9 times. So what it tells the Enforcement Directorate and the people of the country is that he is unwilling to cooperate with the investigating authorities. The legal course of action before him was, of course, that he could have approached the Delhi High Court for quashing of this summons. He chose to not do that. He chooses to indulge in political grandstanding of the base variety. And now when the chickens have come home to roost, he is talking nonsense to the effect that Mr. Modi is scared of him. Mr. Modi is definitely not scared of him, in as much as everybody knows, I mean, this is the first election in maybe 27 or 28 years for which I have been observing Indian politics, where the outcome is an almost foregone conclusion.
Okay.
So we are, the BJP is definitely not scared of Mr. Kejriwal. That is the first point. The second point is that just because he is the Chief Minister, he does not have the right to ignore summons that are sent by the ED. And he cannot sit in judgment over the legality or the illegality of the summons. Who is he to say whether the summons are politically motivated or not? Let me complete. So this sense of entitlement, this sense of arrogance of the Aam Aadmi Party and the opposition India alliance is going to be their political undoing in the next elections, and the process has already started.
Okay. All right. Okay. You know, political history stands testimony. 2004 was another moment exactly like this, Mr. Avasthi. But we're going to come back.
Not at all.
All right. Okay. We'll come back to that later. That's not the debate. The debate is something else. All right, sir. We'll come back to that later. So ultimately, what's happening is right now, how it all plays out, viewers. It's all happening, and that's why the kind of interest, that's why the kind of momentum that we see and the pushback from both political sides of the divide, be it the India Alliance or the NDA, is that it's happening exactly now, today, where we stand. 1 month before that first vote is cast, where elections 2024 is concerned. 19th April is the first phase. So what we're going to do now, Gaurav and I, we're going to quickly dip into some data. Because it's election time, it's best to listen in to the voters and what they feel. And we're going to pull in some of our political stock exchange data. C Voter has conducted a survey at the back of the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, and we're going to pull out the numbers. The first set of numbers that we're going to pull out, the question that was asked to voters. Do you think that the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal by the Enforcement Directorate will impact the voters' decision in the upcoming Lok Sabha elections this year? If yes, how much? The numbers are on your television screen, viewers. The opposition voters who usually vote for the India Alliance, out of that, 48.8% say, yes, this will greatly impact the voters' decision. The NDA voters who have consistently voted for the NDA alliance, 40.4% of them say, yes, this will greatly impact the voters' decision. Total, 45.4% say, yes, this will impact the voters' decision. The other question is in terms of, will this somewhat impact the voters' decision? Opposition voters say 19.5%, somewhat it will impact. NDA voters, 14% say, yes, it will impact somewhat. 17.3% in totality say, yes, somewhat this will impact the voters' decision on Arvind Kejriwal's arrest. No, this will not impact the voters' decision, which is Arvind Kejriwal being arrested by the ED. Opposition voters say 27.1%, no, it will not impact. NDA voters say 9.2%, it will not impact. in total 6.5%. So in totality, Gaurav, and let me bring in Ashutosh in all of this, 45.4% in total say, yes, this will greatly impact the voters' decision. 17.3% say, somewhat, don't quite know. 30.8% say, no, this will not impact. 6.5% are on the fence sitting on it. Don't know, can't say. So Ashutosh, if you look at the sheer numbers, at least the first set of numbers, whether it impacts negatively, positively, but it does seem that the voters today at the back of Arvind Kejriwal's arrest mostly seem to feel, a whopping 45.4% seem to feel it will impact the voters' mind.
Preeti, I am glad that you made that point clear, that in which way it is going to impact, whether it will generate sympathy for Arvind Kejriwal, and people will believe that he has been victimized and that is why they will vote for him, or the people will believe that Arvind Kejriwal has rightly been put to the legalities, and then they will go against him. See, today I think that the great debate should be not about the legality of the issues, because frankly speaking, we do not know what are the proofs and how it is going to pan out in the court of law. I am here to question the basic intent of the government, basic intent of the Enforcement Directorate. And fortunately or unfortunately, the whole credibility of Enforcement Directorate is abysmal, of almost zero. You talk to anybody, everybody will on the street will tell you that why only the opposition leaders are targeted. And in this context, we are facing a bizarre situation whether the two chief ministers have been arrested, and one when the election process has begun, and another on the eve of election. And the principal opposition political party, that is Congress, is accusing that their whole account is frozen. If you look at from the legalities point of view, everybody will say that the law should take its own course.